For a long time, I was resistant to Tinder, and I felt like it wasn't a good investment time or energy wise. And the reason is because Tinder is so oversaturated. There are so many men on Tinder relative to the amount of women, and it's extremely competitive. I still, in a way, believe this. I think that the best way to go about attracting women, the best way to go about meeting new women is to work on yourself as a man, become attractive, and to learn in person communication skills, whether that's getting really good at socializing with people in your circle or getting really good at meeting women cold in the street or in bars or in clubs or any way you can that's about in-person connection. And Tinder doesn't do this. Tinder is a different kind of game. However, although this is still true, although I don't think that Tinder is the best way to work on yourself when it comes to meeting women, if you optimize your looks, if you optimize your photos, I think Tinder can actually work really, really well for you. And what I'm going to do in this training is I'm going to show you my Tinder profile. I'm going to show you the profile that I've used to set up over, I think it was about around 7 to 8 dates in just over 24 hours, and that I've used to match with around 250 girls in the span of 5 weeks, which is quite a lot for a Tinder profile, especially in a competitive marketplace. And I want to explain how I did this. Before I explain it though, I want to give you the basic summary of this training in this video. What I'm going to show you, looks fucking matter. The reason why I wasn't a big fan of Tinder previously is because what I wasn't maximizing was my looks. I was maximizing my communication skills. I was maximizing my assertiveness. I was maximizing my leadership ability and all those things, which is really, really good. But the truth is that in today's competitive world, in a world where social media is a real thing, where women are looking at you and judging you more than ever on the way that you look, on the way that you present yourself, your looks are important. On social media, if you're going to be on social media, which is, I think, very important for dating success and makes dating easier. If you're going to use social media, what you need to do, you need to work on how you demonstrate your life through photos. You need to work on showing status. You need to work on looks. So looks fucking matter. And the truth is, if you want to have success on Tinder, it really depends on how much you want to invest in looking like a top 10% kind of man. So the texting part of this, I'm going to do in a separate video, but in this training, I'm going to reveal to you my exact profile that I've used to get these matches, and how I've built this profile and the amount of time it took and how I got the photos and things like that. This profile has probably been the best one that I've used. I've been swiping in Europe because that's where I live. So I've been, traveling to different cities here, and I've been swiping in those cities. And this success would be equal at or more in the US, because as a black guy, there is more diversity in the US. So I would be getting possibly around the same results, I think, because I wouldn't be as exotic necessarily, but more women would just be open because I'm in the US. In the US major cities, there's a lot of black guys, so, and girls appreciate that more in the US, I think, than here, whereas here it's a little more exotic, so it balances out, right? But the texting principles I'm going to go into in a separate video, but here I'm going to break down my exact profile. Before I do that, I want to say, if this is content that you like, and if you want to learn more about this, if you want to dive deeper with me, what you could do is press the subscribe button, because on this channel I upload consistently how you can attract women and bring them into your life, without being needy, without wasting your time, without self-sabotage and things like that. So if you want to grow that way, and if you want to learn how to tap into next level abundance and create the kind of dating life you want, press the subscribe button. Okay, let's go ahead and pop into the profile. Okay, so as you can see, I have a fuck ton of matches here, just kind of like proof, I guess. I don't know. This is like a lot of matches. Yeah, there's like a fuck ton. Okay. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is go into the profile and just show you guys the photos that I have, the breakdown, and I'll show you as well the bio and what I'm accomplishing in that, because I think that it will be helpful for everyone. So generally, when you're making a Tinder profile, you want to convey a certain archetype. Sometimes the archetype is, I'm a genuinely nice, attractive person. The overall rule, of course, is you have to look attractive. You have to look very, very good. And this is if you're going to be successful on Tinder, if you're going to get consistent matches. Of course, if you don't care about that and it's kind of, I'm just on it for the sake of being on it, sure. But I hear a lot of guys saying that, and then they'll look at my matches and be like, fuck, I wish I had all those options. So I want to say one more thing. I didn't always have these options. This is the first time ever where I've actually had a Tinder profile where there's been this many options and this much abundance, where I literally could probably set up a date every day or every other day if I wanted to, if I really pushed it and invested time in it, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to spend time doing that. But this is the first time I've ever had that. So let's go ahead and break this down. I want to explain to you the archetype I have here and what I'm specifically trying to convey. What I want to show, and the archetype I've been working on to create with my personal look, is that of an attractive, successful entrepreneur, but like entrepreneur fuckboy. So before I used to have dreads and I looked a bit hipster. I would wear oversized clothes, things like that. Now my clothes are a lot more fitted. I look a bit more professional because I am earning more. My business is doing better. I travel. Actually, I travel less now, but my focus is conveying this specific archetype. So in the first photo, you can see I'm extremely relaxed. I'm extremely laid back. I went here and I got this photo in a hotel. I was doing a business mastermind with my good friend, and I sat and asked him to take a photo of me. We both meet every single Sunday and we get photos and talk business. So I just made it easy for me to get photos. This is one thing that helps. If you want to boost your Tinder profile, you can literally do it in probably 6 to 8 weeks and have a really kick-ass Tinder profile, or even sooner if you put in more time. But what you do is find locations in your area. You can go on Instagram Maps using that feature, find locations in your area that look aesthetic, that look cool, that look like they're high value, as it were. This is something I teach in my mastermind, actually. But you can find those kind of places, go with the buddy once a week, take a DSLR or a phone and get photos. So this one was on a DSLR. Most of these are on DSLR, but I was still getting these kind of results earlier in the year when I had half of my photos on a cell phone, like an iPhone with portrait mode where the background is blurry. But this one is a DSLR. This is the second one. For this one, I hired a professional photographer. And one thing that I try to do in my photos, if I'm looking right into the camera, I'll look, clenched jaw, and I'll look very serious, because that conveys to some extent masculine polarity. You're not looking like, I'm just happy to be here. You're not deflecting tension with your smile. You are almost stoic. Actually, yes, you are being stoic. So I want to convey that in my photos. As you'll see from my bio is pretty, not greatly sexual, but it does convey sexuality. And a lot of the girls that I talk to play with that frame with me. So here's the second photo. I'm looking away again from the camera. It's in a cool setting again. I'm wearing something that looks good. It's fitted to my body. I've got a chain, a turtleneck, jawline's looking sharp. Also, I did facial retouching on these photos. So I don't think that that's something that's stupid. I think you should facially retouch your photos. The people who look the best online are doing that. It really depends on the game you want to play. If you want results and you want to compete in a competitive marketplace, you have to play to win, right? And part of that with looks is making sure you look as good. So this is, of course, how I look in person. You know that. I'm not catfishing anyone, but I did facial retouch. So this is the second one, and this was taken from a video that I have. I have a video of me walking in slow motion down the street holding my gym bag. I thought it looked pretty masculine here. The sunglasses look pretty badass. I might move this to lower in the profile later, but this is my third photo, and this is my fourth one. This was a photo that we did at one of our modeling events where I am reading a book. I think it's a fucking French book, but it looked cool. I don't speak French. It looked cool. We got photos. Everyone got photos there. Me and the two guys that I did the event with, we got photos for each other. And there's this one. You can see my biceps looking strong as fuck because I'm putting that work in the gym. The tattoo is pretty evident there, pretty clear. A lot of girls will say, will start conversations with me based on that. Then we have another video here. Oh, this is my first video, actually. The other one was a screenshot from a video. So this one, I think that the light makes me look pretty in shape, not like huge or jacked, but I look like I've got a good physique, which I do depending on the day and height, and if you look at me in the right light, so I got a good physique here, holding some weights. I wish they were heavier than 14 kilograms, but I was about to do shoulder presses and my shoulders a bit tweaked, so I'm not lifting very heavy with that exercise, but whatever. It's 14 kilos, girls don't care. It looks good, right? So I was walking with those weights, and I thought this was pretty good just to show the physical side of things, because women do value a man who's in shape. Read Evolutionary Psychology, read Dr. David Buss, read God's Side if you want to learn more about this. This is one where I think I just look like very masculine, very relaxed, a glass of wine, like I'm saying cheers to the girl through the camera. Again, all these pictures are generally in motion or me not looking at the camera. This is one where I guess I am looking into the camera a bit. I am looking into the camera, but it still feels like it's in motion. My posture is very relaxed. I'm very laid back, right? Going back to this. So this is me cheersing to the camera, looking like what's up, but very relaxed, no expression on my face. And the last one, I think my eyes just look amazing here. They pop, and you can see my tattoos in this last one. So I wanted to use this as well, because some girls want to see that friendly touch. So I added that in as a smile, as a smiling type of photo, but I'm not smiling like I'm deflecting tension. Like I'm happy to be here. It's just a very, I think, grounded energy. Maybe this is not the best photo, but I think the lighting is perfect. I did some facial retouching as well. I think I look genuine here, very kind, and women like that. I've also gotten girls opening me, starting conversations with me based on, like, your eyes are so beautiful. And here's the about me. Here's what it is when I in the description. So New York, born and raised, which is true. 183 centimeters, 6 feet. That's my height, give or take. I've added a little bit on there, but I'm not 6 feet, but you should write that, because no joke, women ask you your height and you will get more matches if you write 6 feet. If you're not 6 feet, let's say you're very far from it, let's say you're 5'8", don't put your height in the bio, or exaggerate if you feel like doing that and say 5'10", but I wouldn't do it if you're not able to pull off 6 feet. I can pull off 6 feet because I'm 5'10 and a half, 5'11 on a good day, right? So I can, like, 5'11 on a good day. My bad day is 5'10 and a half. So I can pull off 6 feet. It's an inch away. Girls never really ask. No one's ever asked me, actually. Intellectual, adventurous, dumb. My mom thinks I have too many tattoos. I'll definitely teach you new things. That's something that a lot of girls like. It conveys very, very sexual energy. So one thing that I found on Tinder that a lot of Tinder coaches will do, a lot of guys on YouTube make videos about Tinder, is, except for my buddy Alex of Playing with Fire, he makes a lot of really good stuff, I think, and his stuff is not like this at all. But many of the other guys that I know who I see make Tinder videos, their stuff is very conservative. It's very chill. It's more so like, if you want to be this nice guy who takes her on a billion dates. Now, I don't mind taking girls on dates, but it's after I sleep with them that I'm going to take them on a billion dates, right? Not beforehand. And if I don't like her, also after I sleep with her, I probably won't see her again. But this profile has been the best one that I've used so far. It just hits on so many aspects of female psychology. I say that I'm dominant, which I am, in how I express myself sexually. And that's about it. There's so many more breakdowns I could do on the psychology of Tinder, but we're going to stop for now. The big thing to understand here, the big thing to pay attention to when you build your own Tinder account, is that you want to convey an archetype. You want to, again, maximize looking attractive. Don't be afraid to use tools like FaceApp, use tools like ViscoCam or whatever, editors to make your photos pop. Don't be afraid to go book a photo shoot, a relatively affordable one. The photo shoot that I booked here was not the most expensive photo shoot. It was like $150 for the shoot, and I live in Budapest, so that was a decent price. Maybe if you're living in a city like New York, it's going to be a bit more, like maybe double that, but it's worth it to get quality photos, especially in a very competitive dating marketplace, because this is what you're going to have to do. It's very competitive now. It isn't necessarily easy out there anymore, so you need to, and it is easy if you look like you're attractive, if you work on yourself and you become attractive, as we're going to keep making trainings on that. But this is how you do it. This is how you build your Tinder profile to be top notch, to be extremely, extremely attractive. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. If you want to learn more from me, and in our mastermind, we basically break down exactly how you can text women efficiently, how you can build your exact dating lifestyle, not just on Tinder, because Tinder is one aspect, but you want to build a whole funnel. If you want to learn about that directly and have me consult for you when it comes to building your dream dating lifestyle, go ahead and click one of the links below. You can book a call with me directly, a half-an-hour discovery call, or what you can do is watch a training that we have that's a free training completely that breaks down my process, my system on how I get my clients results. And from there, you can choose to book a call with me where you can just take the training, learn from it, and move on. Okay, see you on the next one, my friend.